Principles of art and design are the basic guidelines that help in developing a good artwork. Balance is the first, and this is a state of equilibrium between elements in a composition. There are three main types of balance. Symmetrical balance, which is balance where the elements on both sides of an imaginary axis are both balanced and identical. In a symmetrical balance, you have an imaginary line cutting a composition into two parts which are equal, but the elements on both sides are not identical. And in radial balance, this is where the elements seem to be radiating from the center. Proportion is the second principle of art, and this is the relationship in size of parts of a whole in a composition. For example, if the size of the eyes in this particular picture are bigger than they are, then the composition would look unproportional, or if they were smaller than they actually are. So the sizes of the eyes to the entire face is proportional. Rhythm and movement is the flow of elements in a composition to create a pattern. There are three ways of creating rhythm and movement. Alternation, which is where parts of the composition alternate. Repetition, where a certain element in the composition is repeated, creating movement. And progression, which is a gradual movement of elements in a sequence. Dominance is the fourth principle, and this is the quality of being bold and conspicuous in a composition. It is created by three ways, and the first is the use of contrast, where you contrast elements either by their color or size. The second is grouping the elements to stand as a unit so that they can be seen. For example, the red flowers here are more visible as they are many and grouped together, as opposed to the individual flowers on the other side of the painting. Use of unexpected element is a third way of creating dominance, and this is where something different from the rest of the elements in the composition is used, like the square in this particular composition stands out from the circles. Harmony and unity is the fifth principle, and this is the quality of oneness in a composition, created by how the elements and the principles relate to one another. This painting has perfect harmony as it has been painted using colors that are blending with each other, and all the elements in the composition are in harmony. If you add a different element or a different object, it will break the harmony of that particular painting. The elements and the principles of art and design are used for various purposes. All the elements are used to 1. Create depth, the illusion of depth. 2. They may be used to suggest movement. And 3. They may be used to express a certain feeling or idea. And lastly, the elements of art and design are used to define form or shape. All the principles basically are used to guide when one is drawing or painting or creating an artwork in creating good balance, making them proportional, making them more interesting by either using dominance or rhythm and movement, and making a harmonious piece, therefore creating a satisfactory artwork. And those are the uses of art and design elements and principles.